We are live, we are direct with Lyanca Martinez Reyna, who helps psychics, helps coaches, helps consultants, soul led leaders to step into their authentic power. Because once that happens, that creates trust. She's used her radio background to really inject the personal branding and the personal touch to create that premium experience in people's marketing so they can bring their passions to the world. Everything is moving. Welcome to the show, Lianca.
Oh, thank you so much.
Todo bien, todo bien.
Todo bien.
Let's go, my seat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So, yeah, what really strikes me and struck me about you is just that feeling of authenticity, and your page is like a carnival. It's like the Rio de Janeiro
Hey,
carnival.
I love Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah,
I like
you
the
know
colors.
the colors, and yeah,
Yeah.
I know good energy like when I see it. So speak to me about who you help and why you help them. Like that really why.
Oh, yeah. So first of all, I love what I do every day. And it wasn't always the case. I worked in corporate America and I did work in radio and television. And my business partner and I, today, we help spiritual healers and thought leaders, authors, speakers who are really great at what they do, and they might be really great at healing people, but they may not be so great at getting their message out to the world. And so, what we've done is because we had our own spiritual awakening and connected with our higher selves, we have just really bridged what we know about marketing and branding and fun, and infused that into helping people get their message out to the world.
Oh,
Yeah, basically.
perfect. Yeah, that's fantastic. And how do you do that? Is it through funnels or masterclasses? Like, how do you tap into to help people to step into their magic?
So there's a couple different ways. Generally, we work with people through masterclass. Yes, we have a course coming up. It's called Sexy Money. It's really about, it's kind of fun. It's a play on words, but really it's about, many times we see people that are so eager to share their work, but they're not as eager to maybe get in front of a camera or maybe go live like you are doing here today. And so there's a little bit of, and what we found is that there's a limiting belief there. And because if people didn't have that limiting belief, well, and if they believed that they could have success and create money and wealth and all those things that Oprah has done, right? Then they would be willing to remove that, whatever is hindering them. If they believed they could have it for themselves, then there would be no problem with them coming live, right? There would be no problem with them wanting to uh, show up live or even do a blog, whatever that looks like for them, because they really truly believed it for themselves. And so what we do first is we get down to the root of the limiting belief. And so we do that through some facilitation. We have an inner circle, and then we show up live every Tuesday and Thursday for our own podcast. It's at How Hustle Live and howhustle.com. And we invite people to come on and talk about what they're working with. What are they struggling with? What are they working with? And then we have lots of different speakers that come on, and we share a lot about ourselves. So we create this, I think, level of trust that they can believe what we're saying, because I'm saying, like, I do this all the time, but I tell people, if I didn't have to do social media sometimes for business, I may not always show up. And so that people can really relate to that. And I think people relate to you whenever they can trust you, and they will buy from you whenever they can trust you.
Yeah, 100%. 400 interviews. That is some serious going. Like, you put that work in. You know what I mean?
We
Yeah.
really have.
Yeah.
And we come from a place of, I don't know if you remember the book The Secret, but we've
Yes.
interviewed, so that's 400 interviews on there, but we've been doing a version of this since like
Okay.
2012.
Oh
So I've
wow.
interviewed
Okay.
everybody
Amazing.
from The Secret. And that's the other thing, Jay, is we collaborate with wonderful people like yourself that are, you have so much to share, and I think that so much more gets done whenever you create these collaborations, and no other time in our history have we been able to do that in this way. I mean, like
Yeah,
we have control. It used to be that people had to come on, they had to pitch me to get on TV, right? And you had to
100%.
wait and beg, and now we can do that for ourselves. And while we work together, and I have maybe somebody like you on the show, right? Like sharing your magical and your work and how you do things, and then you can share that with your friends and your family and your followers as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've got a phrase that my mum told me. She said, look, half a melon is going to be worth more than 100% of a grape. Zuckerberg might only own 6% of Meta, but that 6%
Absolutely.
is a healthy 6%.
Yeah,
And so
yes, agreed.
sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, so sometimes as the solopreneur person, like, let me keep this all to myself and things like this, rather than how can I invest? How can I partner? Because there's been someone who spent time marketing and can do it much better than me. So let me partner with Lianca. So she's going to be able to help me accelerate me and really condense those decades into days in terms of, I could do this for the next 10 years, but, may as well get the shortcut. Get the GPS, which is Lianca, right?
Thank you. Thank you. And and likewise, I also we invest in learning, and we there's this new technology, not new, but mini chat has been a game changer,
Yeah,
right?
management.
For working with social media, Instagram, and how you get that set up, and then setting up funnels. And so we hire coaches all the time to help our business as well. And so then, I always believe in lift as you climb, right? So there's an element of it that we always do as a nonprofit. So we give back, and for everything that I learn, I always try to go back and help others learn. And then we also offer classes and stuff like that too. So again, that elevation is that I'm learning, others will learn from my community, and thus, it becomes better, and everybody learns. And look, I believe that there is enough to go around. And it's just a
100%.
matter of how do we get, and that's why I don't view money as a bad thing. I view money as a resource for changing the world, and for whether it's increasing how much you give to your nonprofits that you love, um, how much you can help your family create a legacy, have freedoms in your life, and that
Beautiful.
is done through the use of money, right? And just like you said, Zuckerberg has only 6% of Meta. He knows the value of resourcing and putting together money to create more, right? Utilizing other people together. Yes.
Yes. 100%. So you've got a business partner. How does that work? Is one of you better on because how it normally works is someone might be good with the operations, and then someone might be good at sales. And like what they say is, if you got two people with similar skill sets, it might not work as well. But tell me how it works with you and your business partner in terms of like why did you team up and how has it been useful teaming up?
Man, it's been great. And that was kind of divinely guided. I stepped away to go and, so I was working in television, and I wanted to become a life coach, or I just wanted to coach more, right? To step away. And so I knew that the fastest way to learn to infiltrate a business is to network. And so I was like, okay, I didn't even have a website. I just had one business card, and that I had kind of drawn up. And I went to this seminar, and I sat, and she was giving a presentation. She was talking about business and equating it to the different elements in the earth, and fire and water. And I was like, what is she talking about? But it sounds intriguing. And then I heard the words, "You're gonna work with her." And I said, oh, and that's and I now know that's my higher self. And I said, okay. And then I go, I'm going to work with her. So I kind of offered to volunteer in her business. And then she ended up hiring me. She became my first client.
Oh wow.
And I ended up producing her first really large um, live event. And they had all this metaphysical stuff. And I was new to all this stuff. I didn't know any of these things. But
Wow.
what we found was is that we had a really good working style, and we went away and we came back together to work together again because we had magic. And so she made me her business partner, or she was like, if I ever work with Lianca, she's gonna be my business partner. And the reason is because she's really great at like writing and doing some of like blog posting, and I'm very good at like a lot of the organizational stuff. Like she's kind of like, she's great at being like that kind of entrepreneur and creative, and I'm really great at like taking these concepts and like, let's do this, and putting a lot of structure behind it. And I'd say that sometimes she leans into this area better, and sometimes I lean into this area, and then sometimes we're just like, yeah, you handle that because I think that you got that going on. And yes, so, so sometimes we complement each other, and we can do both of the sides, but we tend to have the places where we play well, and that really complements each other. And then we also have a lot of respect for each other's opinions. We hear each other out from a place of love, right?
100%. 100%. I see you in 12 months in Austin, Texas. I'm out there
Yeah.
to do a podcast, and that's the hub now, isn't it? Of like the
Oh
podcast, and
man.
yeah, that's where it's
Yeah.
at. And then I say, Lianca, ¿qué tal? You say, oh, muy bien, Jay, muy bien. Last year I saw you like on that part, and the goal that I mentioned to you, Jay, it came true. So tell me, what was that goal that you would have said a year before? What's come true in 2026?
Sure. So the goal is to obviously really, really expand the platform and to have helped lots of people create more freedom in their life through the power of money.
Oh wow.
And that they have removed their limiting beliefs around money. So some of those negative things that we grew up with, and that lots more, and we cater to women, but we have a fair share of men as well.
Oh,
Lots more
amazing.
people know how to create legacies in their life because we have been able to show them how to do that, whether it's through me or whether it's with, working with someone else. But ideally, I would love to just have a really great community of people that are coming together and then teaching other people. Maybe they have their own classes and podcasts that they have launched because they have found that they're comfortable with money and their limiting beliefs.
Okay, no, that's absolutely perfect.
And then I'm
And
doing that from a yacht.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. How is living in Texas, by the way, Austin? Like, you strike me more of a San Diego type girl, yeah.
How funny. So I am honestly born and raised here and lived in Oregon for 5 years. My husband worked in technology at Nike. And
Okay.
then when our son was about to start school, I was like, well, we got to decide where we want him to go to school, and I'd like to be back where it's not so rainy. And so I love Austin. I think Austin gives me that little bit of kind of San Diego kind of feel, or the just like a little bit more fun and vibrant, but yet here in sunny Texas, right next to our families.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
family
have
is.
two big Latino families here, so
Oh, no, 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 no.
yeah, and it's important.
Nah, that makes complete sense. You mentioned your goal. What's the biggest challenge for you, like right now, in terms of like growing your biz? Right
In
now.
all honesty, reinvesting. So where the comfort level, and I will tell you that I teach what I most need to learn. So there are limiting beliefs because I came from very humble backgrounds, and my parents did not instill that. In fact, they didn't even talk about money ever. Like it just wasn't. A lot of Latinos, we don't have that where you just kind of put it aside. You don't really talk about that even at the table, nothing, right? So your kids don't know the value of money or the struggles that they may have been having. I knew they had struggles, but I also didn't know how to invest, how to feel comfortable about that, and how to feel proud. So I think that's something that's always been that kind of lingers back there, and so I have to get okay with making those investments. And I've definitely done a lot of work, but yes, of course it comes up, right? Because I want to. Sometimes you see the narrative of money is evil, or people who have it are bad, and the billionaires. There's, this underlying thing, and I think that no, there's a much better way to be. And I got a lot of that from my old upbringing and maybe through religion that I'm really trying to bust through myself.
Thanks for sharing that, because I think it's a case of we all have to break the beliefs, that some of the limiting beliefs that have been passed down, because things can be generational. I see traumas, money traumas, or traumas to do with, like, it doesn't matter what it is, like slavery, like those traumas pass through people, abuse, narcissism, these, and so it's almost as though you have to make the conscious effort, which is why they say to do the inner work. Two people have an opportunity. One person says, I can't afford that. And then that's that. One person gets resourceful, takes action, and makes it happen because they know money is a tool.
Yes, Jay, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, that's exactly it. One person may not view or have the traumas, or even if they did, one person has learned how to really utilize those traumas as maybe to integrate as maybe some of your like it's your badassery, right? Like I have been through some stuff, but now I can use that as my badassery instead of my victimhood. And that person who can traverse and who can integrate in that way and use it as their, shield, your wings, whatever, right? As your, phoenix rising, and see that you're worthy, that person is going to have so much more success than the person that would stay in that victimhood, or that even has that underlying limiting belief that they don't even sometimes know that they have.
It's been a pleasure to really connect with you today. Tell them who you are best able to serve, and what, and in terms of your program and how they can get in contact with you. I'm gonna tag this on the socials and give you some of the clips as well later on. But let me know in that regard, in terms of let them know.
So no matter what you have in your heart, I serve anyone who, yes, I work with authors, leaders, speakers, but lots of times you are that person that has a great idea, or you think that you have something else to offer and you just don't know how to really bring that into life and how to really bring that to the masses, or even take that very next step. That's the person that I serve. It's like, let's help you find what's your purpose and how to really bring that to profit, right? How to bring that to help others. And you can do that by, just joining us on our website, and maybe even listen to a couple of our podcasts and download some of our free resources. I have a whole meditation that we do that helps to break that limiting beliefs about money. If you think you might be that person that may be struggling, definitely want to help you, and join us. We're at howhustle.com. You get all the freebies there, and you can join our list as well. And from that place, if you have any questions, you can email me. The easy way is at team@howhustle.com. And I promise you, I'm still the person that answers all our emails.
Wow.
Personally, yes. So if you've got something you're struggling with, let me know. Thank you. Muchas, you have such a great day. So my family is Mexican American, and so they are probably eighth generation. The line, crossed over us.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Because we're here in Texas, so the border
Texas,
crossed over us, and we're still here, and we keep a lot of culture in our life. Yep.
100%. Look, it's been amazing to connect with you. Looking forward to getting this podcast up. You're clearly doing your thing in leadership. You're selling, and what a great time to be alive. And I love the embodiment, Lianca. Look, this is you. You're here to serve. Lots of people haven't got the heart to really serve, and we can tell those people, right? They wanna, hey, let me get this masterclass and get the money, but I think the people that haven't got the heart to serve are struggling right now, because you can't. You need the heart to serve, right? You really, and you have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I told my son, and he started a nonprofit.
There we are.
Yeah, I was like, we're here to serve, so who do you serve? And so he takes his laptops and we take them in and we refurbish them and we give them to students in need for health and education. Yeah.
Amazing. Great to connect, Lianca. Amazing. Thank you
Yes,
for
for
hopping on.
sure. Thank you. Thank you for all
Amazing.
that you're doing as
Amazing.
well.
Amazing.